Hey everybody, one of the most common questions I get is how much Social Security will I get? And there's no way for me to accurately answer that question without knowing your entire work history, essentially, when you're going to claim Social Security and some other information. But we're going to answer the question, how much Social Security will you get if you make $100,000? So we're going to take a look at this. Before we dive in, please click subscribe to my channel if you don't already. I cover Social Security very often, so keep up with all of my latest coverage. And please check out the link you see on your screen, fool.com/Frankel. It's also in the description of this video. You can get 10 stocks to buy right now for free from the Motley Fool. They are my sponsor, and it is the best way to support this work I'm doing on YouTube. Again, fool.com/Frankel. So without further delay, let me go ahead and share my screen. So how much Social Security will you get if you make $100,000? So there's no perfect answer to that question because one, it doesn't provide quite enough information. Social Security is, and we'll get into all this in just a minute, is based on 35 years of inflation adjusted income, not just any single year of earnings or your final salary. A lot of people have pension plans at work that are based on like your highest 3 years of earnings. Social Security looks at 35 years. But having said that, we can use a $100,000, let's call it a lifetime average income, to see what that would mean for Social Security. So before using the Social Security formula, the Social Security Administration, or SSA, your in starts with are indexed for inflation. Highest earning years are then used to determine your lifetime average. So you can just see on the right side of the screen right here, just from 2018 onward, just to give you kind of a sense of what the annual maximum is. Each were indexed for inflation and then averaged together to get your Social Security. So here's how it works. So if you make $100,000, the 35 highest earning years on your earning record, when indexed for inflation, are averaged together and then divided by 12. This is your averaged index monthly earnings, or AIME, and that's applied to a certain formula. And we're going to use the one for people who become eligible in 2025. So once you have your average index monthly earnings, or AIME, it's applied to a formula that determines your primary insurance amount, or PIA for short, a lot of different abbreviations in Social Security. This is the PIA, primary insurance amount, is your expected Social Security benefit if you wait until exactly your full retirement age to start collecting. So there are three parts to the formula, and this formula is different, and it depends on what year you first become eligible, not the year you retire. So the 2025 formula, which is the one that's on your screen right now, that one applies to people who first became eligible for Social Security in 2025, meaning people who turned 62 years old during that year. If you turned 62 in, say, 2021, you would use the formula that was in place for that year when calculating your benefit. Now, the formulas just changed for inflation a little bit, but we'll use the 2025 formula because it will give you a pretty good idea of how this works and what to expect based on that the $100,000 income level. So there's three parts to the formula, and the key takeaway, you don't really need to memorize any of these numbers, but the key takeaway is that it is weighted toward people who earn less money. So it pays 90% of the first certain amount. This year it's $1,226. The next, what's called the bend point, is any amount over that, but less than 7,391 gets a 32% multiplier. And lastly, any amount of your average indexed monthly earnings that's greater than $7,391 gets a 15% multiplier. So those are the three factors that are used to determine your initial Social Security benefit. So if you have $100,000 in average annual income throughout your life when adjusting for inflation, that is equal to an average of about $8,333 per month. So using that formula that was just on the previous slide, we can take 90% of that first 1,226, 32% of the amount between those two other bend points, which works out to $6,165, and then 15% of the amount that's over that. So when I multiply these together, here's what I get for the 90% factor, here's what I get for the 32% factor, and here's what I get for the 15% factor. So when I add these three numbers together, it shows me a primary insurance amount, or PIA, of $3,217.50 per month. So that would be what I would expect if I became eligible for Social Security in 2025 and waited until exactly when I hit my full retirement age, which is 67, to claim. So there's more to it than that. There are different claiming ages. You don't have to wait till your full retirement age. So this is the benefit at your full retirement age. If you first become eligible for Social Security in 2025, as I just mentioned, your full retirement age is 67. You can choose to start your benefits as early as age 62 or as late as age 70. But as a lot of people know, that if you claim your benefits before or after you reach full retirement age, then they can be permanently reduced. Specifically, if you claim Social Security before your full retirement age, it will be permanently reduced by these factors. So 6 2/3% per year, up to 3 years early, 5% per year beyond 3 years early. And if you delay Social Security, meaning that you wait till after your full retirement age to take it, your benefit will be permanently increased by 8% per year until as late as age 70. So in this example, putting it all together, if you have a $100,000 lifetime average salary in 2025 dollars, it would get you this much per month from Social Security, depending on what age you choose to start your benefits. And you can see just how much of a difference this makes. At age 62, it was $2,252. At age 65, $2,788. 67, we already went over at full retirement age. That's just your primary insurance amount, $3,217.50. And if you wait all the way until age 70, it's almost $4,000, $3,989.70. So the age at which you claim makes a big, big difference. So hopefully you found that informative. I tried my best to cover all the bases of that. If there's any parts of the calculation or the process or anything like that that were confusing, please leave me a comment or a question. I'll do my best to answer any of them individually. Again, please be sure to check out that link, fool.com/Frankel, and hit subscribe to my channel to keep up with all of my Social Security coverage. And thanks for watching. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investments. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market more than 5 times. Go to fool.com/Frankel to get your 10 stock picks now. The Motley Fool Stock Advisor returns are 914% as of January 7th, 2025, and are measured against the S&P 500 returns of 174% as of January 7th, 2025.